birthday celebration in the Long Beach
He's seen it all.
Marina room
Talk to us
at the
about what
Lions
Lions
Strike
meant
Strip
to you.
in Compton, California.
Lions meant to me.
Yeah, that was the question, but I forgot. Sometimes I gotta say it a little louder and a little slower for you. Yeah. Hampton said you're just a kid, dude. You're 87. Come on.
Yeah, well, at certain set of circumstances, I was here also opening day with my 53 Corvette. Didn't win nothing, and I think I kind of broke it a little bit because it had a power plant in it. But what I take back from the Lions Strike Strip is when I got into non-gaming, the Road Kings, and Dragsters and that, I was a single unattached kind of guy. Everybody would carry it out. And unbeknownst to me, Judy Thompson, Ned Swanson, and all the girls in the tower told me later that you would sing a song when I came to the starting line. And that song was I Want to Be Tommy's Girl. I was also associated with the family, and I was invited to all the parties that they would have, type of thing. And years later, fast forward into 2000, I'm married, and I see Judy and Ned Swanson at one of the Hot Rod reunions, and I introduced my wife, and Judy said to my wife, "You are Bobby's girl." And somehow or other, they got a t-shirt, they made a t-shirt that said, "You are Bobby's girl." But other than that, Lions was a place that everybody went because the cars ran better. I mean, Don will tell you that. I mean, you know that many different cars, like the rear-back Perone car, won hundreds of races there. He was the kick-ass guy to beat. And me driving a Quincy car, I came into my own in 1960 and I started driving that car, learning how to drive it, and two guys that really never threw parts at me, what I call good tuners and owners of cars. They don't throw parts at you when they break something. Ask Harry Hibbler sometimes about his hand grenade.
Yeah, well, anybody that has a nickname, hand grenade, must not have had a handle on the tune-up too well, right? So, Bob, you and Don were both members of Road Kings, and there probably has not been a car club, and I know I'm going to upset a lot of Northeastern people, probably has never been a car club in the history of automobiles that spawned so many dominant drag race drivers out of it as the Road Kings. And you guys were Burbank-based in the San Fernando Valley and had access to San Fernando Drag Strip, which Harry Hibbler ran.
Right.
That track opened right around the same time in '55
That actually started in '54, about almost a year before.
How you doing?
It's your story. You tell anyone, Bob. I'm going with 55. Where's Hibbler? I got $1 on this one. Okay?
He's the one who told me.
Yeah, well, he didn't have his coffee.
I don't want to talk too loud.
So San Fernando ran 55 to 69.
I'm good, how are you?
And Lions outlived it by a little bit, but Lions was known as the beach. San Fernando was known
Legends
as the
of drag
Bronx.
racing
It's never
here.
going to be as big because of the
Don
noise constraints and the limitations
Danny
there.
Thompson,
But you guys
Ed Iskendarian,
obviously ran
were here at
lots
the
of
Lions Strike
races
Strip.
at both tracks. What's your best moment from each of
What's
those
up?
tracks?
San Fernando.
This is Ed Iskendarian's 104th birthday. These are the Road Kings drag racers, Don Prudhomme, here in Southern California. We're in Compton at the Lions Drag Racing.
Now, when you close your eyes, is that what
It's
the run
Ed
looks like?
Iskendarian's
Because you have your eyes
104th
closed on the run as well. That happens a lot. So that's best memory for San Fernando.
Rick, how you doing, bro?
Best memory at Lions. And I'm going to guess it probably took
Got
place.
Don Prudhomme's
It's in
autograph.
There's a
92.
very special place about Lions. Lions
Joe
Drag
Deveau.
Strip, and any of the drivers will tell you that as they go faster and quicker, they remember more of the racetrack. Well, after having about 1,000 miles in the racing car,
Hello, brother.
for about a time, I got hooked up after the ones Spring National, we went to main car and racing car. Train. We come back, we put everything tires on the car, they come fuel, and rift shield.
One moment. Can those in the back hear us? And I would ask you guys, do us a favor, okay? There's a lot of people back there that do want to hear. If you guys are going to have a conversation, take it out in the other room, because we got 4 panelists here that are giving their time, and I think a lot of people would love to hear what they're saying, okay? Go ahead. Did I come across any confusion there? You're welcome. Go ahead, Bob.
I see a guy with one of my t-shirts on back there. Thank you.
$37 on eBay, right? So best memory at Lions.
Okay, so we get there and get ready for the first round.
Y'all need to knock the racist bullshit off.
We had the record 770s or about 193 miles an hour. And then we clutch out, and I don't remember the first 300 feet. And get down to the other end, and John looks at me and goes,
I'll just shut
"What
this
do you
motherfucker
think?"
down.
Remember the first 300 feet, what did it run? So
Assholes.
735 at 200.44 miles an hour.
And I reported every one of you.
That was it. The ET, the starting line at the beginning of the ET, any good driver can tell you that. Got into no smoke in the tires, the ET's foaming it down, right, Bones?
Nobody smokes anymore.
The tire, not smoking the tire, and that was the most, other than.
Yeah, we don't need racists on the channel.
Oh, there's that one. You want to give us a 30-second synopsis of that?
Well, Mickey Thompson, 1966, had a 200-mile-an-hour race. Anybody that claimed they ran
Mickey
200
Thompson
miles an
founded
hour,
this place.
yeah.
And if you hadn't noticed, Don Prudhomme was black.
117 top fuel dragsters there that day.
This is in Fontana.
No. First one was in Fontana in 65.
Fontana,
Mr.
60.
Rogan. Second and last one was one, and he came back to about
Legends of drag racing here, guys.
1966, November, December 66. Don Johnson, brand new car, Roy Fiesta Cup, we never made it past in it. I had a pink motor in it, and we won the event. 7 rounds of elimination. To this day, I can't believe it happened. Nobody can. You try and run 7 rounds of elimination, what kind of money would that cost?
You don't want to sit in these new fire suits and roll cages for 3 rounds anymore. Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, so I'm going to go to your Road Kings teammate here, Don Prudhomme. So Don was painting cars in Van Nuys, went on the road, toured with Ivo. Looked like that was something that you could do well. Nobody knew they were going to make a living at that point in time. I don't know if you guys know this, and I didn't know this story until about 4 years ago. Show of hands, how many of you guys have ever seen that 4-engine car that Ivo built in, was that 1960, Don, the 4-engine car?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just an amazing, amazing piece. You know, 1 engine was cool, he went to 2 engines, it was even neater, and Ivo thought, what if we did 4? And if you think about it, that's a test pilot. Somebody had to hop in that car to prove the concept. It was all-wheel drive, and it had 2 engines more than any other car had. The first run ever made in that car was made by this gentleman right here, and it's debatable whether it took place on River Road in Burbank, which was a shakedown, or Don took it to San Fernando and did those runs. So the Road Kings local track was San Fernando. And certainly you didn't have to go over any passes to get there, and you cut your teeth there, right? You'd already toured around the country, but you cut your teeth in San Fernando.
Yeah, exactly. San Fernando. I lived in the San Fernando Valley for one thing, that made it handy. But the Road Kings, my buddy here, Skip Torres, and he's running around here somewhere. There he is, the Road Kings jacket on.
Where was Skip? Skip, raise your hand.
Yeah.
Skip, what year did you join the Road Kings? So a mere 69 years ago, huh? Way to keep the colors alive. That's fantastic.
But the cool part is that the Road Kings had a club car. And
This is the world famous
they
Don
had a
Prudhomme
little
speaking.
Buick engine in it. Big Buick engine to me at the time. But anyhow, we went out to the track and we all kind of took turns driving. Did you drive the Bob too?
I always had a race car, so the guys who didn't have a broken car would go out with the truck.
I believe he just called you poor, Don.
Well, we
Hello.
I had 0 money. And
You're welcome, Rick.
anyhow, I got a chance to drive it. And that was it. I was hooked. I fell in love. I mean, I was playing cars before that. It wasn't all bad. Man, driving that race car was a lot better. But there was no money in drag racing.
Good son of a-
And getting back to Lions dragster, the first money that I ever made in drag racing, your old man paid me $50. $50.
Y'all know that's Don the Snake Prudhomme.
That's what we wanted, Lions dragster.
is what I want to get to. San Fernando, where's Hibbler? Where's Harry? Where do I see him? Harry Hibbler is a drag race Hall of Famer, and he could have gotten one of three different things from his relationships with publications, from his time as a driver, from a track manager. The man has done a tremendous amount in the sport, and I don't want what I'm saying to come across as a slight on San Fernando drag strip in the least. It meant so much to so many people, but there was only one Lions. So as a Valley kid that's just scratching the surface of what is going to be one of the greatest drag race careers of all time, at some point when you went down to Lions, and in my mind I'm envisioning you're playing at your high school football. Okay, went it down. So to me, it seems like you're going from performing in front of a smaller stage to rolling down the Lions, and I just want to know what that felt like to you as a young man going and running at Long Beach.
Well, it's, it wasn't, I don't know, we were all young, so it wasn't like, it was a strange thing. It seemed like a thing to do, to go to the drag strip. I didn't really realize that Lions would be that big a deal. We just raced there. But the first time I was in Lions, that I recall, I was driving Ivo's little T Roadster. Yeah, really a cool Roadster out for 30 y'all see the magazine back in the day. But we used that. I drove that to push his two-motor car.
By the way, this was an 11-second Roadster.
Yeah, and to push his I got a twin-engine car, which was really badass. It was a great car. And in those days, that's how you started the car. You had to push it. We'd go down along the side of the track at Lions, and there was a turnout road that took you out on the track. So you would push down there. When it was your turn, you push out on the track, and a truck or whatever would push you towards the starting line when both cars were ready to race it. And then you fire them up, you make that turn, which was badass in those days, right? You do the swap, the headers and flames, and it was just the most exciting time of my life, I can tell you, doing like that. But then, yeah, I drove Ivo's Ford car, before it was painted or anything, and after I shook it down.
At the beginning of the scene, there was an East Coast scene too. This is the West Coast scene.
He was a little leery of driving it in person. I'd drive anything, so.
Right.
Well, it's funny because I thought when he put you in the Ford car to test it, he really didn't like you. But then when you told me to let you drive his T-Roadster, he had to really, really like you for that. So I want to try to get inside your head. Some of this is hard to go back 60 years. In 1959 or 60, when you bought Ivo's single-engine car and started your own career, you got aspirations, but you don't know how tall that mountain could be because you can't even see the top of it from there. And people sometimes just can't dream that big. Fast forward to, the Gerwag Perdone car. It put your name on the map, right? In fact, to the point that you thought, I could do this on my own. And a lot of people thought, why would we attempt that? You did, and you did. And then the Hot Wheels deals, and then the funny car, and then the two cars, and trying to juggle that deal.
Snake and Mongoose.
1972, the final round at the final race at Lions, lined up next to Tom McEwen in the other lane. But I know as a racer, a lot of times you can't get caught up in the moment because you need to perform your best, and thinking about dwelling on doesn't help you perform your best. Nobody ever likes to lose. I know when you lost to McEwen after his son Jamie died in the Indy final, people say, well, at least he lost to Perdone, or to McEwen. Nobody likes to lose.
Nope.
That last race of Lions, did anybody at that time realize how significant it was going to be 50 some odd years later?
Absolutely not. No.
How so, you asshole?
Yeah, McEwen beat us on the last run. I can't exactly remember why or what happened, but I'm pretty sure our car was quicker. But anyhow, he ended up beating me. Finally, he was the last guy to win funny car racer. a big thing. He carried that all through his life pretty much. It's quite a deal.
So, Don.
I just removed another racist
Don,
a-hole.
Mr. Snake, Mr. Hampton, but you love driving.
Yeah, drag
You drove
racing.
nitro cars in the 50s. Don Hampton not only was an opening day at Lions, he was at the first March meet in Bakersfield. And in the first round of AA Field Dragster Eliminations,
Colio, hello.
I gotta use the mic.
I think it was a guy by the name of Don Garber.
So Don Hampton's done a lot in the sport, but at some point, there was that fork in the road. Drag racing wasn't paying big money back then. The Perdones of the world had not ascended to the point where drag racing paid the bills and paid them well. You needed to make a decision on what you were going to do for a living.
That's right. I got into the supercharger business, and that was in 1957, and I'm still doing it. That's what, 60-some years ago.
We'll have somebody that's good at math figure that out and get back to us on that. But you still had a passion for getting behind the wheel.
Oh, heck yeah. And I had a lot of cars in my day. I had a twin-inch 20 car that got destroyed in Australia.
Okay, 90.
I don't know if you guys can hear back there, had a twin-engine funny car. Side by side, the American Bandstand car?
American Bandstand.
Yeah.
And sponsored me. In HRA, they wouldn't let me race it and with the regular cars and stuff. So I did just special racing and stuff.
So it would be interesting for the drivers up here to start writing a list of Southern California drag strips that they made a run at. It would be an impressive list, it would be a huge list, it would be a surprising list. I didn't remember that track, I didn't know they had a track there. We had so many and now we have none. With the closing of Riverdale, that was an 8-mile track. Montana was the last 4-mile track we had south of Bakersfield. And I don't know what the future holds for drag strips here. But Don, you had a ton of different tracks that you could tow to and run 3 nights a week.
All right, guys, I'm going to shut it down. Rick, thank you for watching. Everybody else, thank you. And for all you racist a-holes,
Very nice place.
stay off my channel.
When I got into it there a few